Welcome to Big Blend Radio with travel writer Linda Kissam, the food, wine, and shopping diva. Welcome, everybody. Today we are going to Arizona with Diva Linda, and we have Chef Candy Lesher back on the show, which we're excited about. It's been like 2 years. How dare she be not here, but she's here now. She's joining us. She's going to be telling us about the art of cooking like a dame in the virtual kitchen. This is an amazing program put together through the Phoenix, Arizona chapter of Les Dames d'Escoffier. Now I see I got all twirled around, but welcome back, Diva Linda. How are you doing?
Hello, everybody. I'm in Laughlin today. It's I think it's going to be close to 100 degrees. So I'm in air conditioning now, and let's hope that it sort of cools down a little bit later tonight.
Oh, wow. Well, that means you get to go to a casino in the middle of the time, when it gets really hot in the middle of the day. Go to a casino, have a mimosa or a Bloody Mary, play a few machines. I know you like casinos, Diva Linda. Have you done that?
Yes, we go there. In fact, we went to I'm at my sister's house, who lives in a community where there are several snowbird gamblers who do very, very well, and they get a lot of tickets to a lot of wonderful shows. And so I got to go to a tribute show, which was country and western, which I don't know much about, but I like the guy who was singing it. So it's kind of fun living here. You get to do all sorts of So you can do the casino stuff, you can eat really fun stuff, and go on the river here. It's a nice place to be.
It is. It's Colorado River. And so, I thought we were going to Arizona, but we're doing Nevada and Arizona. They're all bordering, states. But I do want to ask, if the guy you like that was singing, did he have sparklies? Because I was talking about this on another show recently about musicians like out of Nashville and stuff. They go to nudies and get these, and it is called nudies. True. I didn't make this up. Nudies, they do all the jackets with the sparkles and the whole thing. Did he have the sparklies? Because I know you like your sparkle. Oh, she's nodding. She got the sparklies.
No, this was Cowboy Night. This is true.
No
George
sparklies.
Strait was so no sparklies at all. And I was a bit surprised, but it was, but I've not been to a country and western tribute show before, but this one was good, and no sparklies, and I was surprised.
Listen, country has sparklies. We need to go to Laughlin and sort some things out. I'm just saying, but Candy, how are you doing?
I am doing great. And like Linda, we're going to have 100-degree weather again today. So I too am in the air conditioning.
Wow. Well, today we're in Peachtree City, Georgia, where it's in the mid 60s, 70s after a big storm that came through. It's sunny. The rhododendrons are blooming. The bluebirds are nesting and floating around. It's a beautiful day. So, hey, but this is it. Our food has to go with where we are, right? And I know, Diva Linda, you've got crepes behind you. I've got some flautas. Candy's in the kitchen, which she loves, right, Candy? That's your place.
That is my place. And this is, pantry back here and equipment over here. And on the other side is my cooktop and my big refrigerators. And we are rock and roll.
Oh, so she's not going to have a small refrigerator. Linda, I think you and Candy get along, right? This is, you want the best. This is diva styling, right? We have to have the tools of the trade, right? This is the tools. Diva Linda, are you like that? Whether you're at home in Arizona or on the boat, you need your tools and they must be top line?
Well, if you don't buy the best that you can afford at the time, you're going to repurchase something 2 or 3 times because it's going to fall apart, or it wasn't exactly what you hoped it to be. I've learned that over the years. So buy what you can at the best price you can, and hopefully, a good kitchen implement can last a lifetime. Actually, I think, Candy, do you think that's true? I mean, I have stuff from when I first got married.
I absolutely agree. And when people ask me about it, here's what I tell them. if you were going to go into the garage and build something, do you want a saw that has a wobbly blade, or do you want one that's going to cut straight? Well, going into the kitchen is the same thing. Get the best you possibly can, because you're going to be able to do a much better job with it. And as Linda points out, it's going to last a lifetime. I've got a food processor that I've had for 20 years. I gave my daughter my previous one, and she's still using it. It's 40 years old, but good quality lasts forever.
Well, don't look at me because I'm going towards 50 now. So we're not going there. Okay. Don't rush me. It's coming. It's coming. But I love this. I love to hear things that last. And I know that you're doing this wonderful cooking series that's virtual with the La Dames. And so tell us a bit about that, because I think that's the other thing is, Nancy and I travel the country full time, and we're pet sitting as we go to do our podcast while we work between visiting parks and everything. And we're always in a new kitchen. And then you open a door and you're going like, what the heck is that? What's this for? And then you go like, does that belong in the bedroom or does it belong in the kitchen? Sometimes you go like, what is that? And I wonder about these tools, like even honestly, can openers. What the heck, everybody? Why can't we just have the typical can opener? No, we have to have the one that goes from the top, and I can't balance it properly. What is going on with the tools? So are tools part of the lessons that you're doing that make things easier for people, that we can even understand what we need?
Actually, tools are a part of it, and it depends on the recipe itself. For instance, our upcoming class on the manigot, which a lot of people say manigotti, but our instructor is from the Bronx, and in the Bronx you say manigot. So she's taught me this, but you're going to want a good pan that's nonstick for making the crepes, because she doesn't buy store-bought pasta shells. She shows you how to make the real crepes that you wrap around and stuff. So a good crepe pan, for instance, and a decent, for instance, a silicone bendable spatula to help get the crepes out. Those are the little pieces of equipment that make a huge difference in the long run. And when you have the right equipment, you want to go in the kitchen. If you have to go in the kitchen and fight your equipment, you're not going to want to go in the kitchen. So it's a win-win.
I've had a chef, Chef Jeremy Manley, Diva Linda, you know him, up in Julian, and I was filming once, and I said, "Look, what about these sharpening of knives? Because how many times do none of us sharpen knives?" And he goes, "Lisa, a dull knife is a dangerous knife, and you need to stay away." He gave me this whole lecture about a unsharp knife is actually worse than a sharpened knife in a kitchen. That's how you get hurt, is not understanding your tools. So Diva Linda, can we go to just give people a recap of the La Dames, who they are, the Escoffier? I'm having fun saying this over and over, but tell us a little bit about the organization and what this whole cooking series, this virtual series, because it seems like it's virtual. We can do this from around the world if we want to.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. So I'm going to let Candy actually talk about this, and because she's been in the organization a very long time. But to my sense of it is it's an organization, an international organization that's rooted in various communities around the world. The one that Candy and I belong to is rooted in Phoenix, Arizona. Our members are scattered all over that sort of general area. But Candy, why don't you give us a little background on Les Dames?
Sure. Les Dames d'Escoffier is a group that began honoring Escoffier, which was basically the chef that pulled the culinary professional aspect into a kitchen together. Back in the day, they didn't wear uniforms. They smoked in the kitchen. They drank in the kitchen. There was no organization. Escoffier went in and he taught them how to organize the kitchen. He did one of the first written cookbooks. He created the hierarchy that puts organization and cleanliness into a kitchen. And he was huge. But back in the day, you had to be a male to be a member of any of the Escoffier associated groups. And Carol Brock in New York and her buddy Julia Child decided this is not right. Let's create the women of Escoffier, or Les Dames d'Escoffier. That's what it means. And so they created the organization. It's a philanthropic organization of professional women in the food, beverage, and hospitality industries. You have to have made your mark. You have to have been in the industry for a while. You have to show that, you know, you have something to offer to the other women in the group as far as helping and mentoring. But from there, we go and we help. Our particular chapter has partnered with CCAP, Careers Through Culinary Arts program. So we're helping create scholarships and mentor our future culinarians that are coming out of high school and going to the culinary colleges. And some of them go into apprenticeship programs, because not every person is cut out for college. So we philanthropically give back to the community. We give to Blue Watermelon Project, where they go and they build gardens in the elementary, junior, and high schools, and the kids get to go grow their own food, and then the chefs go in and teach them how to cook it. Some of these kids, they've never tasted kale, and they have a kale chip for the first time, and their mind is blown, and suddenly vegetables are okay. So we try to touch our community in many ways. However, we realized there was a big part of the community we weren't touching, and we have a great amount of experience and background. And so we created the Cook Like a Dom virtual series so people could do it from their home. They could do it affordably. These don't start at $60 or $65 each. It's only $35. We just had our last class with Chef Charlene Bodman, James Beard Award-winning Best Chef Southwest. You don't get any better than that.
Yeah.
And you could take her class for $35.
Mm.
So we're trying to reach and touch our community in multiple levels. And it's the synergy is incredible. And we have such dynamic DOMs. For instance, the upcoming class, Dina Altieri and wine expert Lisbeth Congristi, they're both going to work together on this class, which is for Manigot or manicotti.
See, she knows how to pronounce all of this. You know, Candy, you're rocking this, but you have a background of this. So are you helping put all of this together for the Ladams?
I am. I'm kind of, let's call it team leader. I think that's a nice way to put it. I'm kind of the team leader on this, and I get very excited because we've gotten such lovely comments from people going, I never thought I could cook this, and I made tamales today, or the things that they thought.
Like, I need to learn how to do a burrito. Her and I had a chat before we recorded. Like, I went to go make a breakfast burrito and realized I don't know how to make a burrito. I don't know how to fold it. I can make tortillas and I can do all kinds of tortilla things, but ask me to fold a burrito, that's even a wrap. I don't know how to do a wrap. No, I don't. You know, I'll make you a good homemade pizza though. I'll do anything flat, but make me roll things. It's going to be rolled, but it won't be pretty. So like, there's things that we're missing, those little things. And it's not just me. I know I'm not alone, but I think doing this virtually is fantastic, because like in Arizona right now, yeah, Linda, I know you're in Nevada, you're just over the border. I mean, you can swim across the river if you want to Bullhead City to be back in Arizona at any moment. But in the desert Southwest, the temperatures get hot and people go home back into the Midwest and Canada and things like that. But they still want to give back into their community, which is part of Arizona. And Arizona does have these two moving communities, you know, residents that stick it through the hot times and others that say, heck no, but I want to still provide and be part of my family that's there. So I think for residents that go back up to the Midwest or Canada or other places, or even just travelers during the summer that may be full-time residents, that Linda flies the coop all the time. She, you know, she's a travel writer. This is a way for her, no matter where she goes, if she's got a good internet connection on her boat, she can still be part of it, which feeds back into what the Ladons are doing to support their culinary community and in education, right?
That is correct. And the nice thing about it, we have people attending the classes from Michigan, Wisconsin, from Minnesota, from Nevada, from Colorado, from California. We get people from all over. coming to these classes and getting to connect. And a lot of the classes actually touch on the Southwest cuisine, but a lot of them don't.
That's
Like
cool.
this upcoming Manigat class where that recipe's been handed down. I think it's 4 generations of grandmothers that she got the recipe. So it really comes down to family, community, that interaction and connectivity that food brings us to the table for.
Ah, that's where the unity comes in, right? No matter what, we can keep our political baggage aside and let's just eat and have a good time. Eat, drink, be merry, right? That's
That
what
is
we do.
correct.
Well,
Correct.
also, if you're doing Southwestern style, does that not also promote Arizona in a way to others that may be joining? I mean, do you have to be a member to join? That's the one question.
You do have to be a member. You have to, there are multiple steps, and we have a new website coming up that if anybody's actually interested in the Arizona area for the Phoenix chapter, they'll be able to get all the information. But right now, there's, it's a national, actually international organization, which includes the US, it includes Mexico, Canada, England, Italy, and France. So it's an international organization, and it's really got a lot of steam behind it now. I think we're at 2,600 members internationally, and we do have the international conference coming to Phoenix in October, which we are hosting. And that's going to be exciting too. But the good thing is the classes are virtual. You just log in from the comfort of your own home. And we really encourage people, get your friends, get your family, bring them to the computer with you. We have people who actually cook the recipes as we're doing it. So they're like,
That's
oh my
cool.
gosh, is this over browned? And we interact. So it's so much fun.
Oh, wow. Diva Linda, so if this conference is coming to your town, are you going to be wearing sparklies? Are you ready? I know you are. This is pretty cool. I mean, I would like to see more women involved. Linda, what
I'm
got
gonna take
you into joining with, because I think this is amazing.
I had heard about the DOMs over my career. It generally, if you're in food and wine, and especially if you're writing about it, you get familiar with some of the better organizations, and this one shines in California, shines in Arizona, wherever. And when I made a move from California to Arizona, I looked up to see if there was a LaDom's chapter, and there was, and I looked to see what it was that they're supporting. The DOMs, each chapter can figure out which area that they would like to focus on in their own community. And I know CCAP is wonderful. I truly believe in this. And so it had all the markers that I like, and I thought perhaps I had something to offer them. And so we're sort of integrating my skills into what they do. And it makes me very happy. I'm very proud to be a member of this organization. And the idea of, again, coming back to the virtual cooking classes, anyone can take them. You don't need to be a member, anybody at all. They make fabulous gifts. I've given a couple of those, and because I've taken a couple of the classes, and they're really good, especially for those of us who don't have time to cook a lot, but want to learn more about cooking. And, everybody's got, shines in different areas. So I don't know, Candy really pulled together a really great series. Candy, I think it's 12 months a year right now, pretty much 12 months a year.
It is. We actually have 2 classes in June because our quote July instructor had a shift in plans. So we have a class early June, late June, none in July this year, but the rest of the months, yes. And we're already starting to work on pulling together our instructors for 2025.
Wow, that's fantastic
Now,
because this is live. This is a
if
live thing. Yeah.
if you miss a class, can you go back and take it, or is that technology not integrated quite yet? So
Actually, that's a very good question. As long as technicalities work well and the recording does well. And we've had a couple of people who have had things that went sideways for them, and I was able to send them the link and they were able to watch afterwards. We have had a few technical glitches, I guess is the best way to put it, where there
I
was
understand.
yeah, exactly. Where there was not a recording to be able to send them, but 90% of the time, yes. If you miss it, you just let me know and I will send you the link. And then I'm always available because we did have a situation where somebody said, I didn't quite understand this, and I got with them and it wasn't my class, but I was able to explain to them what they needed to know, that they it didn't click for them. And so I walked them through it. So not only did we do the classes, but we're supportive in those who take the classes on anything we could explain afterwards.
And you get the recipe too when you log in, so you can get the ingredients ahead of time, right?
Actually, I try to send the recipes out the Friday before the class. Classes are almost always on Wednesdays. We did have one class on a Monday, but that was Charlene Bodman, and that's because her restaurant is closed on Mondays and she was able to do it. But we try to send them out either the Friday or Saturday before so you can shop, and I give you the recipes. But what I also do is say, if you're going to cook along with us, you're going to want to prep this, and this, so that you are ready to be able to keep up with us. Because if it's all ready, you can kind of cook in time with us. The mise en place is what that's called. All your ingredients are chopped and ready to go, but I give you that information. And then of course, I've had a few people reach out and say, I'm going to have 4 of us here making tamales ahead. Any hints that you have? And I'll give them additional things that they'll want to do and have ready to go. So it's a very interactive thing. It's not click here, watch the class, you're done. We interact with you and we help.
So in other words, you're having a party, a cooking party. I like
That's
this.
exactly what it is. It is a
And
cooking party.
and it supports a great nonprofit that's doing all this amazing educational work and supporting women in the culinary arts, which is actually, it's important. It's so weird because we always thought the woman needs to stay in the kitchen, right? But never got the notoriety other than the woman stays in the kitchen. Then we hear all these great chefs who are always men, and it's like, where's the women? And the women are always in there doing stuff, but like overshadowed. Not saying like anything rude, but I am saying it's time. You know what I mean? I'm just saying some women
You are
power here.
absolutely on point. That's exactly what we're saying. Okay, women belong in the kitchen, then put us
Watch
there.
this. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yep.
Let us shine. Diva Linda, we also have a recipe from Chef Candy here, a tortilla soup. And now I know you're in 100-degree weather, but isn't it true that even still when it's really hot, a good soup is a good soup, even in the heat? Like honestly, do you feel that way?
I would agree. And my husband and I, whether it's in the heat of the summer or the cool of the winter, or when we're on our boat in Seattle, which is generally 65 to 75 degrees, we eat soup pretty much every other day for our large meal. It's generally fairly easy unless it's a complex recipe, and I think it helps keep the calories down, unless you're a cracker fiend like my husband, who gets all of his calories from the crackers and butter. So anyway,
Well,
I
well,
love soup.
tortilla soup
It's
is
wonderful.
good for him because they'll have the crunch. The tortillas in there, the tortilla soup, a good tortilla
That's
soup.
right.
And I think,
Ah,
see, it's got the tortillas. Now, Linda, you know, you and I are on the same path of taste of this kind of like the tortilla soup. It's going to be our thing because we love salsa. We've got all that same. Her and I have some similar loves of food and like a good margarita, good pickles, pickled dill. Listen, fry some pickles. Linda and I will be in there. Good salsa. We want good salsa. We have some real, this is important stuff in the world, right? But a soup, a good soup is a good soup. A good homemade soup is everything. And Candy, this tortilla soup, you make your own broth that goes in this. So this is totally vegetarian, right?
It is. And the nice thing about it, I've had people when I've said, how about a vegetarian tortilla soup? And they're like, that just sounds non-flavored. And this is such a bold soup.
Ooh.
And by making your own vegetarian broth, it's not that watery stuff that comes in the boxes. It really has an assertive nature to it. You really don't miss the fact that there's no animal protein in it, and it has flavor and lots of vegetables, and you're using, different types of beans instead of meat, and you've got the crunchy vegetables and soft cooked vegetables, and then you've got tortilla strips that are actually done like in an oven or an air fryer, so you're not getting all all the fat from being deep fried. So every element of it just really shouts flavor and texture.
Oh, I'm in, because you got to have the texture. It's
Mhm.
important. Just, yeah.
Can you, Candy, can you name maybe 5 classes that are coming up, or 3 or 4 classes, or name 2 that we already had, and then maybe 3 of what's coming up?
Okay, we've got a class coming up, obviously May 1st, which was the man I got. June 12th, I've got Tracy Dempsey from Tracy Dempsey Originals. Tracy was a pastry chef for numerous award-winning restaurants and resorts, and she's going to be teaching how to do an incredible ratatouille galette, which is, I got to have one of them, off the charts delicious. Christine Jensen, she's an award-winning chef and caterer. She owns City of Gastronomy in Tucson. She's going to be doing a sopes, which is kind of a thick cooked tortilla with tepary bean and pork belly filling with a nopalito salsa, which is delicious.
Ooh.
Nopalitos are cactus. Alma Portugal, she owns Padilla Los Picos, 23 years. You don't own a restaurant for 23 years if you're not really good. And she's from the Nayarit region of Mexico, and she's going to be showing how to work with their famous dried shrimp, and they're succulent and delicious. And then I've got a corn class that I'm going to be doing where I'm going to teach you not only an incredible Southwest elote dip, but I'm also going to teach you how to make corn polenta with fresh corn off the cob, not buying corn in a bag and cooking it up, but how to make it with fresh corn, because that's corn season right there in the first part of September. So there's 5 classes just for you.
I'm hungry. I'm hungry, and I love the regional side of it too. Now you mentioned a bean. What was that? It began like a to what? There was a bean thing.
Tepary beans. Tepary beans are essentially the most nutritious bean in the world as far as nutritional profile. They're also from the Southwest. These are grown by the Acoma Odom on
Oh,
one
wow.
of the tribal reservations here in Arizona. And they're the most drought resistant of all the legumes. So they're excellent for the environment also because they don't need a lot of water, but they're extremely nutritious and extremely delicious. And the cool part is there's white, brown, and black, and every one of them tastes and has a different texture than the other. So it's a very exciting thing to get to play with
Wow.
beans.
Oh, wow. I'm glad I asked. I had no idea. I'd never heard of them. And I'm like, okay, wait. I want to know more about that. Yeah.
And we do when we do the classes, if we're using a unique resource like that, we tell you where you can go to buy them. For instance, the tepary beans are from Ramona Farms, and it's a woman-owned farm on the tribal reservation, and they grow the tepary beans. So it's all this great female synergy. I'm just saying.
Hey, hear me roar for food. I love this. I love it. I love it. Linda, I think this is fantastic. And I'm glad you're part of this organization and you bring it back to us every year or two. We got to do more of this because it's just, again, showcasing what women do. And the fact that the women are not only cooking and being part of, they're being part of the actual web of life of the region, going into schools and the education part and doing this virtual class. I love that. I think education is key, and I think women have ruled on that too. We're good at that. We're good at feeding, nurturing, and teaching, right?
Mhm.
That That's the thing. So everyone, keep up with us. We've got the recipe that Candy gave us. Chef Candy, I've got that song, Candy, Candy. I've got Iggy Pop's song, Candy, in my head. It was just his birthday, so it's stuck in there. But we've got the recipe in the show notes. Also go to blendradioandtv.com. Just type in tortilla soup. It's the only tortilla soup recipe we have. And it's excellent. I want to make it. And I don't have to roll a burrito. So I'm going to have to get help on that. And also, Linda's article featuring everything is on the site as well. And all again, everything is linked in the show notes. And also, Candy, where can people find out more about you and your work? Because I know you have a cooking series coming up as well that you're working on.
Well, my cooking series probably will launch in 2025, but I do want to let everybody know where they can get these classes at. And that is they go on to Eventbrite and search Cook Like a Dom, Dame, and the classes will come up. There's some other things that have similar names, so they might come up, but Cook Like a Dom, and it'll say Phoenix chapter. And please hop on there. For 35 bucks, you and a family member can have fun. And as Linda pointed out, these make a fabulous gift. When I have to give a host gift to somebody, this is the easiest way they can pick and choose what they want to learn and when they want to learn it.
Oh, I like it. And also for those that are just getting married too, like things like that, that's a really good. And going to college, I think everyone going to college needs to learn how to cook because otherwise you're going to be like me and live off of pizza. And that's not a good thing. And I'm not in college, but I'm, in the elder school of college. I'm always learning. But you know what I mean? We got to learn how to cook. I need to learn how to roll my burrito. So I want that class. Thank you. And crepe class is good too. So that's coming up. So thank you both for joining us. It's always a pleasure. Again, the links are in the show notes, and have fun and eat well, be healthy, be happy. Thank you. Thank you for listening to Big Blend Radio with travel writer Linda Kissam. Keep up with Linda at allingoodtaste.info. You can read her articles in Big Blend magazines and keep up with us at bigblendradio.com.